Hello, hello. Is there anyone who is going to join us? Here is Katerina with you. We're waiting for some people to join, and we are having first person who is Oriomi. Hello, Oriomi. It is nice to see you. As you coming in, please share this link so that more people will join us to celebrate Dr. Sandey Adelajja, Pastor Sandey Jubilee, Golden Jubilee. Hello, Esther. Thank you for joining. Everyone who is joining, we are greeting you. We are happy to see you. We are celebrating Pastor Sandey's Golden Jubilee, and we are having the testimonial session number 16 today. Can you believe we have 16 already? We are having a marathon, and we have a guest today as well. And let me show you our host Olena to greet you.
Hello, everybody! Ми продовжуємо з вами марафон, який присвячений 50-річчю пастору Сандею, і продовжуємо знайомитися з людьми, життя яких змінилося завдяки пастору.
So we are continuing our marathon, and marathon that is done to celebrate Pastor Sandey's 50th Jubilee, and we are going to have a new testimony today about how pastors' lives influenced other lives. Let me greet some people who are joining more, and we have Theophilus joined. Thank you for joining, everyone. Tochuk, who has joined, Ladi Sharon K, it is nice to see you. Kiran has joined, Theophilus has joined, Daniel Atsenga, it is nice to see you. Fola Sade has joined, Adeola Disun, Pastor Nkiru, Kiran, thank you for joining, Jane, Bola Luro, and King Solomon, sorry, and Daniel Atsenga is writing in Russian, Dobry вечер. This is what we say when we meet someone in the evening. We say it in Russia. Hello, Gregory. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and please share this link. Now, you most probably are interested, where is Pastor Sandey? Well, Pastor Sandey is now, he joined the Jubilee of Pastor Natalia Potapayeva. Do you remember Natalia, the alcoholic? Pastor says she is the biggest testimony of his life. And this Pastor Natalia is having Jubilee as well, and he joined to celebrate her, but he's going to be back for the next session. But we have a guest today, and we will have very interesting session. I will be your translator for today, and our host Olena will introduce this lady to you.
І сьогодні у нас незвичайна гостя, це пастор Тамара Гетьман, і вона сьогодні готова поділитися з вами своєю історією життя, як пастор Сандей вплинув на позитивні зміни, які відбулися в її житті.
Guest we have today is Pastor Tamara Hetman, who will share how Pastor has changed her life and how her life changed after she met him. Pastor Tamara.
Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья! Я передаю вам привет с Украины от огромной семьи Посольства Божье в Киеве и на Украине. Меня зовут Тамара. Я была пастором, региональным пастором Луганской области. Но на сегодня, в связи с войной, я проживаю в Киеве и хотела бы делиться с вами своим сердцем, потому что есть...
Okay, so my name is Tamara. I'm pastor, and I'm regional pastor who was a pastor in the area Lugansk, area of Ukraine, which is the area which is occupied now, and there is war now. So Pastor Tamara had to move to Kiev, and she's continuing her ministry. So she greets every one of us, and she says hello to DSA family from the great family here of Embassy of God.
Да, пастор Тамара, ми знаємо, що пастору Сандею вже через 2 тижні виповниться 50 років. Звичайно, в це важко повірити, тому що він для нас завжди вічно молодий. Але мені б хотілося запитатися у вас, як людини, якою ви вже давно знаєте, і ви пастором давно є в нашій церкві, що для вас особисто означає цей ювілей? Які це враження для вас складаються в думці, що пастору вже 50 років?
Pastor Tamara, you know that Pastor is almost 50 years old, and of course we know that he is always young, but at the same time I would like to ask you, what impressions do you have from Pastor having 50 years old jubilee? Do you want to share, would you like to share what are your thoughts about his 50th jubilee?
Ну, у меня очень такое двоякое отношение. С одной стороны, я торжествую и радуюсь вместе со всеми, потому что так на земле принято. Все торжествуют дни рождения, торжествуют юбилеи. Но с другой стороны, как человек, которому уже за 50, у меня есть как бы такое сожаление, потому что я знаю, что с возрастом уходят силы. А то, с чем у меня ассоциируется тот труд, который вкладывает пастор Сандей на благо, сегодня уже мы понимаем не только Украины.
Let me translate. So I have two different feelings. One feeling is I'm, of course, as everyone is happy about having Jubilee. We are celebrating Pastor. We are happy that he is having Jubilee. But from another side, I'm a person who had already stepped over this this age of 50, and I understand that after 50 you are losing your energy already. You don't have such energy as you usually have. So this makes me feel sad.
Но вот это небольшое огорчение перекрывается тем осознанием, какой огромный труд и влияние пастора за эти годы.
But you know what? I am sad. I'm sad that Pastor is getting older, and it's like, you know, physically he is getting tired. But at the same time, I know how much work he already done and which results he have. So this again is like balancing my feelings. I know how much work he already did.
Это человек с невероятного масштаба призвания. Это я уже сегодня понимаю, когда я стала региональным пастором и членом заседаний апостольского совета, я увидела масштаб работы, которую он возглавил и взял ответственность перед Богом.
And I understand the scale of his ministry, of his work, because I am a regional pastor, and I am also a part of church council, and I understand how much difficult is this role, how much challenging it is, and I understand how much great scale pastor has to carry this all on him.
Я уже 20 лет пастор, и я немного знаю о пасторской работе, но то, что я увидела, начиная с 2009 года, когда я принимала участие в апостольских советах пастора, это меня просто потрясло.
I am already 20 years a pastor, and I have some experience. But what I have witnessed from 2009, when I was attending apostles meeting, church apostles meetings, I was shocked with this.
Мое первое впечатление, оно обычно самое такое бывает искреннее и точное, что это менеджер самого Бога, который принимает от него масштаб, принимает ответственность и очень легко и просто воспроизводит это здесь на земле, разделяя ответственности людям.
What I see, first thing that I have noticed is that pastor is he's like manager of God who takes a task from him and distributes these tasks from God so that people can fulfill themselves in this work.
Есть много книг о работе менеджеров, да, но то уникальное, во что мы погружались, сотрудничая с пастором, это была уникальная атмосфера.
So there are a lot of books about management that you can read, but you cannot even imagine which atmosphere we were baptized in, which atmosphere when we were managed by pastor, when I was witnessing this that being managed by pastor in these meetings, church apostolic meetings.
Даже самый маленький из нас был почитаем наравне со всеми.
Even the smaller from us was honored on the same level with all people.
И эта культура такого семейного очага, она осознанно создавалась, культивировалась, взращивал пастор нас, потому что не все еще мы могли транслировать то, что он нам передавал.
And this culture of family atmosphere, this culture of a family environment, a friendly environment, is what pastor was building, because we were not that mature enough to be able to build this environment. So this is what pastor was doing. He was creating this.
И в состав апостольского совета входили уже признанные авторитеты, скажем, профессор Винсент из Америки и домохозяйка, такая женщина, например, как я. Но тем не менее...
Я не успеваю переводить, надо время. So, but you know what? The members of this meeting, church apostles meeting, those members were very different people. There was... повторите, пожалуйста, кто... It was a Professor Vincent. You might know him, and there was me, a simple lady, a housekeeper, and a person, very simple person. So different levels of people there were gathered.
Но благодаря лидерским качествам, такому настоящему отцовству пастора Сандея, никогда не чувствовал себя дискомфортно.
So thanks to these leadership qualities that Pastor Sandey has, I never felt myself being in discomfort. I never felt myself down in the environment that Pastor built. So because of his leadership qualities.
Атмосфера принятия, любви и абсолютной справедливости. Пастор всегда...
There was an atmosphere of acceptance, of love, and absolute justice.
Пастор всегда советовался со всеми, спрашивал у всех и являл одинаково равное почтение каждому человеку.
A pastor, he was always asking other people's opinions. He was asking everyone, what do they think? He was lifting people like this. He was giving them a word to say, asking for their opinions, and showing like this honor to them and appreciation.
И единственное сожаление его было о том, что мы, как бывший советский народ, не готовы были, не умели часто высказывать свою точку зрения, быть искренними, побеждать свои комплексы. И он нас учил.
But you know what? Although Pastor, he was given us freedom to express our point of view, you must know that people here in post-Soviet Union, usually they're afraid to express their point of view. They're holding what they think inside. And I think he was really struggling to help us to take all these things out of us, to help us open ourselves and start sharing with the world what we are thinking. So he was teaching us to share our points of view.
И для того, чтобы понять, как название церкви, посольство благословенного Царства Божьего для всех народов, оно не номинальное, а буквальное, я хочу рассказать один пример.
So I want to share one example with you to explain to you what was the reason to name the Church of Embassy of God, like the blessed, blessed Embassy of God, where everyone can find himself.
Однажды на апостольском совете присутствовала семья пасторов из Алтайского края, от очень маленького народа алтайцы.
So on one of these meetings of apostles of our church, there was one family from Altai, which is north and east far Russia, right? And Россия, восточная часть, да? So, and they were from very far.
Раньше это был могущественный народ, занимал огромную территорию Алтайского края в России, но сегодня из-за колдовства и алкоголизма он вымирает.
So this, what do you need to know about this territory? We are talking about Altai. It is a large territory in the east, north of Russia, and this territory was known as great, like a place where a great nation is living, but today this place is dying. People are dying there from alcoholism and from witchcraft.
И эта семья пасторов приехала к пастору за помощью. И я наблюдала, как пастор работал с этим вопросом, как он решает проблемы. Здесь же в течение часа были назначены люди, кто поедет проводить библейскую школу, кто поедет помогать открывать репцентры, кто поедет проводить ретриты. То есть моментально этот духовный совет настолько активно был задействован во все нужды этого народа.
So imagine this was a small family that came from far from Ukraine, and this family needed help. So what pastor did immediately when he found out about this problem, he immediately started to look for who will be responsible to go there, to start their ministry, to help them, to teach them, and who will go to help to establish the to build a system to help this nation, although it was very far.
И последний момент. Пастор из алтайского народа, я, к сожалению, забыла его имя, он попросил помочь в приобретении автомобиля. Мы это услышали и увидели реакцию пастора, когда он
So what happened is that the representative of this small community, a pastor from this territory from Altai, he said that he really had a need in the car because the territories there are large and they need transportation. So he desperately needed a car, and we heard about this need. So what pastor did?
Этот народ занесен в Красную книгу. Очень мало людей владеют наречием этого народа. Этот пастор, он был с высшим образованием, юрист, владел наречием, и он ездил на домашние группы ежедневно. А расстояние в Сибири, для того, чтобы ему куда-то поехать на домашнюю группу, нужно было преодолевать 600-700 километров.
Imagine that the need this pastor had is transportation, and why he had such a need, because he was ministering in the far territories of Russia, in Siberia, and he was going to different small villages and was ministering to people there, helping them to solve their problems, teaching them principles, and he had to go from one village to another, and he had to cover like 700, 800 kilometers every day. So he really desperately needed this car and he needed help.
И пастор, конечно же, узнав такую ситуацию, он нашел способы здесь же обратиться к людям таким образом, чтобы восполнить эту нужду, и мы все торжествовали.
So what pastor said, he said that he wants to find solution right now, here and now, and he started to look for solution there among those people who were at the meeting.
И это был для нас огромный пример, потому что мы иногда ленимся сходить на соседнюю улицу на домашнюю группу, это я говорю уже ко всем верующим, а эти люди преодолевали такие расстояния при том, что это еще и очень сильные морозы.
And it was example for me, and it was example for me because what we usually do when we hear about someone's problem, we don't react immediately like pastor does. And he showed us that when he found out about this problem, he immediately reacted, he immediately started to look for solution. Although sometimes we are not that responsive to people's needs. Pastor gave us an incredible example.
И для меня, как для кто-то для страны, конечно же, для меня это было огромное откровение о том, что действительно у пастора призвание международное, он призван к народам.
So just at this moment, what I understood for myself is that because pastor is finding solutions to problems that are not on the level of our street, they are not on the level of just like one family or what. He is finding solutions for someone who is hundreds and thousands kilometers far abroad, and he really needs help. So pastor's scale, pastor's vision is very large. It's far beyond what I thought his vision was. So he was reaching out to very far and forgotten areas of Russia to help one pastor to continue doing his ministry. So he took so close to his heart this, and it showed me the depth of pastor and his scale.
Пастор Тамара, говорячи про ювілей пастора, я зрозуміла в вашій відповіді, що ви згадали охопили роль пастора у вашому особистому житті. Ви згадали, як у вас проводилося навчання, як ви були в апостольській раді, і ми плавно можемо перейти до такого питання, як би ви охарактеризували особистість пастора взагалі, в загальному?
So, Pastor Tamara, what you have mentioned how Pastor influenced you when you could see him working with his apostles group in church. You could see on example, and he was influencing your life. He was influencing you, and you were developing thanks to what you could see. Now, I would like to know. Well, I would like to know which characteristics are the main characteristics that you found in Pastor Sandey, and you admire these characteristics. What are the main of those?
Для меня это очень особенный вопрос, и я с удовольствием на него отвечу, потому что я стала пастором, женщина-пастор, еще 20 лет назад, когда это вообще было очень такое табу на женское служение.
So, you know what, this question is special for me, and the reason it's special for me because I became pastor like 20 years ago, and you know, I am a woman pastor 20 years ago. It was a nonsense before. It was like not acceptable in the religious society. So I became pastor, and
я стала пастором таким образом, что были огорченные, обиженные люди в религиозных церквях, и я понимала, что им некуда деваться, их нужно как-то поддержать. И просто как сердобольная женщина, как мама, я начала их опекать.
You know, I became pastor because I think I even didn't have choice that much. Because why I didn't have choice? Because I could see in churches, I could see people who were upset. They were hurt by what was going on in maybe in churches or in relationship. They were upset. Their souls were hurting, and I'm just like having a heart of mother. I couldn't stand not to help them. So I started to gather those people and start serving those people because they really needed someone's support. I just was supporting them. So this is how my pastorship started. I couldn't stop but helping those people to go through these difficult situations.
И сегодня я могу только поблагодарить всех епископов Луганской, Донецкой области за то, что они меня не приняли, потому что мне нужно было что-то с этим делать, я искала помощи, я не была научена, и я не знала, что дальше делать.
And I was not accepted at that point of my life by religious leaders, because you know, woman pastor is it was nonsense, as I said before. So they were not accepting me. And what I can say now, I can say to them, thank you that you didn't accept me then.
И таким образом я попала на прием к пастору Сандею, и все, что произошло потом в моей жизни, это сплошная слава Божья.
So because they didn't accept me, what happened? What do you think happened? I got a personal meeting with Pastor Sandey because I was looking for support, I was looking for answers, and because I wasn't accepted, where do you think I came? I came to Pastor Sandey. So I really grateful to those people who didn't accept me at one point of time in my life.
Уже на первой конференции я просто присутствовала как гость на конференции, и я тогда поняла, что это величайший просветитель 21 века.
I was attending conference. This is how I saw Pastor on the conference, and from the very first moment I saw him, I understood he's the greatest transformer, educator in the out of those that I knew. He was the greatest one.
И это не просто комплимент сегодня, который я хочу сделать пастору. Я об этом написала тогда, еще 20 лет назад, статью на сайт, потому что я была просто потрясена масштабом и пониманием, учениями, глубиной и пониманием Бога, как Он мог нам преподнести. Я такого еще никогда не слышала.
So what I'm not saying a compliment now. I did what I did then 20 years ago. I even wrote an article into newspaper, article about his depth of thinking, his depth of understanding of God, and the way Pastor he was bringing God and showing and revealing God to us in very simple way, very easy to understand and to accept. So I wrote the article about Pastor then 20 years ago, sharing about Pastor what you already know about Pastor.
И последний момент к этому вопросу я хочу сказать, но он очень важный. Когда мы попали на... Конечно же, мы сразу побежали на прием к пастору проситься, чтобы он нам хотя бы чем-то помог. И тогда же уже начиналось учение пастора о покрове духовном.
So, when we saw Pastor on this conference, we understood that there is an answer, there is a light, we need this help. And me with my small group of people, we just ran to Pastor, ran to him and said, help us please, because we don't know what to do. And this was the time when Pastor was teaching and preaching about spiritual cover.
Это был 1999 год. То, что мы услышали в кабинете пастора, меня опять же потрясло.
It was in 1999. What we heard in the office of pastor, it's again shocked me.
Если мы до сих пор слышали ответы на подобные просьбы, не надо их продвигать.
Я не понял.
Другие епископы так отвечали.
Until that moment in the pastor's office, all the answers from other leaders of churches that we had we cannot support you. They were saying like, we cannot support you. But when we came to pastor, to his office, what we heard is the following.
И на этом фоне из уст пастора прозвучали такие слова. Он говорит, если я возьмусь вам помогать, то не для того, чтобы пополнить количество своих лидеров. Я обязуюсь помочь вам стать успешными.
And what pastor said, this is what was shocking. Pastor said that I'm going to take you to become a member of my church, not just to have a larger number of leaders in my church, not for this. I am accepting you in order to give you future and to make you successful.
Для религиозного мышления того времени на нашей территории это было абсолютное новаторство.
We were religious that time, and what we heard, it was something that actually you could never hear from any religious person. Like it was innovation to hear from leader that he is going to give you future and success. It was innovation that time.
Принять и помочь женщине стать пастором, и еще и помочь ей стать успешной.
Just think of this. Pastor was accepting not only another church, he was accepting a woman pastor. He was accepting a woman pastor at the era where women were not accepted to be pastors. So he not only said that I'm accepting you, he said I'm giving you success, I'm giving you future.
Ну и сегодня я могу сказать, как я это понимаю уже сквозь годы сотрудничества с пастором.
When I'm looking back and I have some kind of understanding now, what does it mean to cooperate with pastor, to work with pastor, now I can do the following conclusion.
Это человек, который вырос в джунглях, над ним не давлела никакая система ментальная.
Because pastor, you know that pastor, he grown up in jungle. This is how I understand that he were never influenced by any mental system, different systems. So he were not influenced by the different systems that we were influenced, because he was growing in jungle, in freedom.
Он слушал Бога, любил людей, и ему не мешали никакие человеческие и религиозные предрассудки, поэтому он смелый.
And because of this, he was really brave. He didn't afraid any people's opinions. He didn't have any stigma, or his mind was not closed. He was really opened and very brave.
И секрет его успеха в том, что он помещает в центр личность, которая помогает состояться.
And now is the secret of his success. Secret of Pastor Sandey's success is that he puts a person in the center. The person is in the center, and he helps this person to grow and to become successful.
Пастор Тамара, ми зрозуміли, що ви охарактеризували пастора як просвітителя, як людина, в якої є велике серце, яка всіх приймає і допомагає людям бути успішним.
So what we understand is you described pastor as a transformator, someone who helps people to become successful, to grow.
Я би сказала, що пастор – це як майстер виховання і створення особистості.
I would say that pastor is like a master of creating of personality.
Тепер нам цікаво було би послухати вашу історію, які ваші результати в житті завдяки пастору, і як ви до них дійшли, тобто якою ви були, які ви стали.
And now what we would like to hear from you is, what are your results? What happened? What changed in your life when you met Pastor? What was happening in your life before you met Pastor? And what changed then when you met him? And what do you have in your life now?
Конечно же, все, что сегодня я из себя представляю, это заслуга и работа того труда, который пастор вложил в нас, всех своих учеников.
Of course, everything that I am today is actually what Pastor invested in us, what he has sown in us. I am the result of his work, first of all.
И сегодня я еще увидела такой аспект важный, я думаю, это кому-то пригодится. Я приезжала учиться к пастору почти за 1000 километров, и это сыграло важную роль в моей жизни.
So I have noticed one more aspect of pastor, and I noticed this because I was coming many kilometers far. I was living many kilometers far from him, and I was coming a long way to him.
И поэтому мы очень ценили и учения, и минуты общения, дорожили. И, к сожалению, сейчас, когда я оказалась в Киеве, окунулась в атмосферу.
So because he was that far for us, and we had to spend time to come to him, we were really appreciating and valuing everything, every teaching he was given, every word he was given, and every minute with Pastor. We were really appreciating this.
Не все люди, кому это достается проще, умеют ценить то, что они здесь получают.
So now, when I had to move from these occupied areas, and I had to come to Kiev, and I am living amongst and I'm in the ministry amongst the people who were always next to pastor. What I have understood is that not many people, they are able to understand what is next to them, what is under their nose, what is like pastor is so close to them, and they cannot fully understand how much important and how much valuable pastor is for his life. So what I say is that being far from pastor helped me to really value him. And when I came here to Kiev, I could compare and understand that it was a good thing for me to come to him from that far all the time.
Я человек с высшим образованием, но на момент, когда стала пастором, у меня уже было 4 детей, поэтому я была просто мамой, домохозяйкой.
So what changed in my life? When I came to pastor, I already was a woman with higher education, and I was a mother of 4 children. So I thought that I don't have that much things to do in my life to develop further. I thought I have achieved already everything that I needed.
У старших мальчишек уже был компьютер, и я думала, что он мне никогда не понадобится, потому что они мне распечатывали письма, и таким образом я руководила церковью.
My elder sons, they had computers, and they were printing for me all letters that were directed to church. So I thought that their assistance was enough for me, and I were using this assistant to manage the church, everything that is necessary with their help.
Но такая радикальная способность, универсальная способность нашего пастора проявлять такую агрессивную экспансию против всякого невежества помогла мне вырваться из этого.
But you need to know pastor. Pastor is really aggressively fighting against any ignorance. So his ability to fight against every ignorance helped me to start going to the next level and not be satisfied with the level of comfort I had at that point of time.
Он однажды прислал нам всем письма. Кто не овладеет в определенные сроки компьютером, не откроет ящики и не будет участвовать в общей системе общения интерактивного, тот больше не мой ученик. И у нас просто не было выбора. Такое мы не могли потерять.
So pastor, he didn't leave choice to us. What did he do? One day he just sent letters to all of us, to all regional pastors, and he said, who is not going to learn how to use computer, who is not going to open his own mailbox, who is not going to join online, who is not going to educate himself through this online fellowship and membership, he is not my follower anymore, he is not my disciple anymore.
И результат на сегодня, может быть, у нас уже нет так много времени, именно сегодня, это ирония судьбы, именно сегодня я уже сдала в печать магистерский диплом, который абсолютно сама сделала. То есть я уже освоила компьютер, я освоила интернет-пространство, и я совершенно другой человек.
Докторская?
Нет, магистерская.
А я не знаю, как будет магистерская.
PhD, значит, PhD.
Okay, so what happened now? Now I have a PhD, and I did all the work by myself. I learned how to work with PC. I have my own laptop, and I have a second. У вас второе образование?
Да, второе педагогическое.
And I have a second education already. I have a second high education because of pastor's demands.
И сюда хочу еще добавить о том, что та низкая самооценка, которая была у нас, у всех советских людей, потому что у нас не принято было развивать личность, а наоборот разрушались все личностные ценности. Поэтому благодаря этой заботе пастора, такой отцовской строгости, мы сегодня все смогли подняться.
You know that people who were living in ex-USSR, their personality were not built. We were rather destroyed than built. We were having such a low self-esteem. We couldn't believe in ourselves at all. But Pastor, he didn't left us behind. He was pushing us. He was demanding for us to grow, to go to the next levels, and this is why we have all those results now. We are at this level because Pastor was demanding.
И если по моим первоначальным планам я должна была просто стать бабушкой и нянчить внуков, то сегодня я готовлюсь стать преподавателем высшей школы.
What was my dream? My dream was to become grandma. I wanted just to become a grandma, to stay with my grandchildren and spend all my life like this. But today I'm preparing to become a teacher in high school.
Пастор
University?
Да,
университет. In the university, I'm going to be a teacher in the university, and the topic is management and education. In Academy of Pedagogical Science.
Да, ми так, ви, якщо закінчили, то дозвольте мені задати інше питання.
If you finished, let me ask you next question.
Ми так зрозуміли, що ваші результати – це пасторська робота, це вища школа, це ваш труд. Третє – це ваша підвищена самооцінка, навики володіння комп'ютером, завдяки яким ви сьогодні кращий магістрант академії.
So if we summarize your changes and your achievements that you had, you are pastoring, you are continuing to pastor, but at the same time you also got additional degree. You are going to be teaching in the university, and you are having influence.
І ви, оскільки ви були в такій високій групі пастора, яка називалася Апостольська рада, для того, щоб наші слухачі зрозуміли, що це таке, то ви там, напевно, багато чого цікавого почули, ви, напевно, читали багато книжок, то в мене зразу виникає питання.
So I have heard that you said that you were a member of Apostles Board in our church, which is basically a really demanding group. It's a group of people who pastor is leading to a totally new level and with high demands. So now my question is the following.
Які вам запам'яталися найбільш за все вчення? Це буде перше питання. А друга частина цього питання, які книги вам запам'ятали чи повплинули найбільше на ваше життя?
So since I know that Pastor is teaching to be having self-education, and he is giving a lot of books to read, and there are a lot of teachings of Pastor to listen to. Then my question is, which books and which teachings of Pastor really influenced you a lot? Which ones you remembered, and what changed in your life?
Ну, моя как бы особенность участия в всех учениях пастора заключается в том, что я начинала и выросла первые несколько лет как пастор вне посольства Божьего. И за это время я уже слушала разных проповедников, читала разные книги, и у меня была какая-то платформа.
So you know that I was pastor before I came to Embassy of God, so I had to grow on some material. So I had a lot of books to read. I was reading books of different pastors, and I had some kind of platform before I came to pastor.
То есть мне было с чем сравнить.
It means that there is a comparison. I have the basis to compare what I had before and what pastor gives in his books.
Поэтому я не попадала на удочку заявлений религиозных людей, которые говорили, что мы все под обольщением пастора Сандея.
And his books influenced me so much. I saw really a difference between those books that I read before and the books that really were changing my life. That is why when I was hearing some religious people saying that we are all under impression of Pastor Sandey and we are not thinking that, or analyzing that much, I don't believe those people. I know that his teaching are extraordinary. I can compare and I understand.
Находясь со стороны, не окунувшись в атмосферу Церкви Посольства Божье, очень сложно объяснить феномен, почему у пастора получаются такие грандиозные успехи.
If you watch a pastor from far, if you are not in his environment around him, if you are not in his church, you cannot even understand how valuable are the things that you can learn here and how valuable are the things that are in his presence. You cannot understand this unless you are present here.
Но находясь уже более 20 лет в этой ситуации учений пастора Сандея, я могу сказать, что никогда не разочаровалась, никогда ничего не повторялось. И то, я отвечаю на вопрос о учениях, то, каким образом эти учения были организованы, как они,
So what I want to say is that teachings of Pastor Sandey, I was never disappointed with his teachings. Because everything that I was learning can be applied and practiced. I was never disappointed in his teachings. And I can, as I told you, I can compare with what I had before. This is the first one. Another thing is that Pastor never repeats himself. For 20 years that I know him, 20 years he is not repeating himself.
Он создал такую систему обучения, в которую погружал нас, что в течение года мы участвовали в лидерской школе, в пасторской школе. Дважды в год были 10-дневные посты.
So he were not only teaching, he created a system, an environment for us where we had to attend the 4 different schools: school for leaders, school for pastors. We had to attend 2 fastings, winter fasting and summer fasting. We had to attend those educational programs that Pastor was creating for us in 1 year. So many teachings, and it was systematic.
И плюс еще система домашних групп, которая являла любовь к каждому, через которую можно было проявить любовь к каждому человеку.
And additionally to this, there was also a system of home churches where everyone can be covered with love and attention. So it's not only teaching, it's also personal relationship, and every member is covered with love and attention and care.
Последовательность учения, как пастор преподносил, она настолько уникальна, что ее можно в такой же последовательности и через 10, через 20 лет преподавать, и это будет работать, потому что стратегически пастор уже имел полноту, он разделил просто на много лет вперед то, что ему уже было дано от Бога, и это сегодня я понимаю и чувствую.
There is a sequence and consistency in teachings of pastor. He is doing all teachings. The teachings he is doing are well planned and many years ahead. So everything that he is given, all teachings that he is given or he was given, that also they are very, very good planned. They have sequence. They are consistent, and they are like a system that you can take and apply in whatever you are doing as well. So this is a systematic education, well thought out by pastor.
Ну, для меня, как для начинающего пастора, было просто уникальной. Это две первые лидерские школы: «Научись руководить» и «Пасторская школа».
So there were 2 leader schools that I attended, and I attended many leader schools, but 2 they really influenced me. Is the school Learn to Manage, and another school is School for Pastors. So those 2, I can say that they really impacted my life.
Это полностью переформатировало нашу работу, потому
These
что
schools, they reformatted our work totally.
Потому что мы, как сердобольные женщины, нянчили всех людей, и из этого ничего не получалось, они капризничали, как малые дети.
So, what we were doing before the schools, we were just spending time with people and we were trying to cover all their needs. So those people, they were like small children who were just demanding, but they never grow, they never have any results in their life, no changes.
И в первой же пасторской школе я узнала, что нужно заниматься лидерами, а всех остальных любить.
And in the first leader school, what I learned is that you have to invest yourself in leaders, and all the rest people, they need simply to be loved.
И мы просто начали дублировать работу пастора. Объявила в церкви о том, что набираются ученики в лидерскую школу, и церковь изменилась.
We started just to duplicate what pastor is doing. We just announced it in our church that we are now doing a leader school, and everyone who wants to become leader can come there. We just were doing exactly what pastor was doing in Kiev.
И часть из этих лидеров сегодня продолжают вести церковь, а некоторые учатся сегодня вместе здесь в Киеве в магистратуре, то есть люди поднимались.
So part of those leaders who came then, they are continuing now, they are continuing to be leaders and develop in ministry, and part of those, they are working, they are studying in the same university where I am, so they are developing together with me.
Но если назвать еще уникальной темой, как был задан вопрос, дальше уже, это отцовство. Тема отцовства вообще потрясающая тема. Я получила откровение о том, что...
But I want to mention more topics that were very important. This is the topic about fatherhood. It was really amazing and life-transforming.
Мы все знаем, что сейчас время ускоряется. И именно в это время, когда время сжато, Бог поднимает сейчас отцов. Я хочу сказать о том, что каждый, кто страстно следует за Господом, получит вот такую уникальную способность от Бога вести за собой людей.
So what the time that we can witness now, the time is the time when God, He wants to raise fathers. He wants to build a new generation of fathers. So everyone who is paying attention to what God is doing, he will become father to отцом чего?
Сердце, суть отцовства в сердце.
Everyone who really desires to have the heart of father, they can possess this kind of characteristic.
А учение о почтении вносит баланс в эту тему. Если мы почитаем тех отцов, кто нас родил, тогда Бог доверит нам авторитет.
And the second topic that Pastor was raising was honoring people, and he thought that if we will be able to honor those people who invested in us and raised us, then we will be able to do the same. We will be able also to raise other people.
И последнее из того, что я могу сегодня еще успеть сказать, это то, что пастор ввел обязательное обучение в церквях, систематическое обучение общим человеческим ценностям. Он выбрал важнейших 12 ценностей.
What Pastor did, he also went strategically to help people in church build their personalities. He has identified 12 main values, core values that every personality has to have, and he started educational system in the church that will help everyone, every member to build in himself those 12 core values.
И сегодня, уже получив основание обучения в педагогическом вузе, я глубоко понимаю, что сделал пастор. Он погружает всю нацию в то, чтобы изменились морально-нравственные нормы этого народа.
So what I understand now, since I got my education and my PhD in same area, what I understand Pastor did, he's doing a basis for mentality of the nation to change. And so it means that he's rebuilding the mentality of the whole nation through these core values that he was teaching and given through the system.
В этом и открывается масштабность мышления пастора нашего. Он понимает, что в этом народе были разрушены или нивелированы ценности, и сегодня он их глобально занимается тем, чтобы восстановить.
So what pastor does, he understands that during the last era of USSR, the era of USSR, the main core values of personality in our countries, they were destroyed. So what he is doing, he is just rebuilding brick by brick all those core values, and he is rebuilding a nation.
И если я раньше на самом начальном уровне в церкви, в небольшом городе занималась восстановлением морально-нравственных норм, то сегодня это тема моей дипломной работы в Академии наук.
And if before I was working on regional, on small level of small community, I was working on rebuilding and changing the moral norms of society. This was my practical work with on level of society. So now what I do, I am my PhD is also in this area, and I'm writing my doctorate on the topic of how to rebuild the moral standards of society. This is my work.
И влияние пастора настолько обширно, что я только одна из тысяч людей, которые сегодня в разных направлениях, в разных аспектах формирования себя как личности и как гражданина этой страны поднимаются на очень высокие позиции.
And I'm a simple woman, and can you imagine that I'm a simple woman and I am one of thousands people who got positions which are very influential in our society, and I can really change many things in our nation. So I got, out of 1,000 people, I got this position, and I got place where I can really influence. And this thanks to teachings of pastor.
Ваші улюблені книжки. Цікаво послухати.
Which are your favorite books?
Мне трудно на этот вопрос ответить коротко.
It's so difficult to answer this question shortly.
20 лет назад я с нетерпением ожидала каждую книгу пастора, которая печаталась.
20 years ago, I was desperately waiting for every book that will be published soon.
И жадно прочитывала все, изучала.
I was so hungry, I was reading them, I was learning them.
Но на сегодня книги печатаются с такой скоростью, что, к сожалению, я уже не успеваю их читать.
But the speed with which pastor is writing books now, I cannot catch up with this speed. I cannot work through all those books. It's incredible.
Но мне еще повезло особенно, потому что я участвовала в работе по изданию книг и была корректировщиком, и 20 из них я прочитывала по несколько раз.
Because I was working as a proofreader, I was helping pastor to proofread his books. I had to read some books like 20 times. Some books I had to repeatedly read 20 times, literally.
И здесь я хочу поделиться тем,
насколько... No, 20 букв по несколько раз читать, 20 книг по несколько раз.
Нет, корректируя по 3 раза перед.
No, sorry, not 20 times. 20 books she was reading like 3-4 times each, because she had to be sure that they are proofreaded.
То есть я была погружена в таинство создания этих книг.
And it means just because I had ability to had access to those books to proofread them, it means that I was taking part in creation of such incredible tools that will change nations.
Это было настолько потрясающе, я иногда не могла спать несколько ночей подряд.
I was so much impressed with what I was reading. Sometimes I couldn't sleep for a few nights straight.
Особенно, когда это касалось книги о воспитании детей.
Especially book about raising children.
Или о том, как пережить катастрофы жизненные.
Or how to go through crises and tragedies.
И ты понимал, как много напрасных было переживаний и болей из-за того, что мы чего-то не знаем.
So when I was proofreading those books, I was transforming myself, and I was understanding like how many tragedies and how many pain did we go through just because we didn't know something, just because of lack of knowledge.
С одной стороны, простота подачи материала, а с другой стороны, глубина и охват всех нюансов жизни.
These books are fabulous because from one side it is the depth of the book, and from another side it is the way how easy this book is to understand. All principles are so well explained, so it's deep and at the same time very easy to read.
Это книги-тренинги. В этих книгах есть вопросы, есть тесты, есть домашние задания.
Those books were self-trainers. You can train yourself with this book because there was practical assignments, tests, and so on.
И сегодня, когда я уже вкусила чуть-чуть, что такое наука, научные труды, я понимаю, что из этих сотен книг каждая это диссертация, это монография.
And because now I know what's scientific work, and because I'm really now developing scientific programs and works, I now know that each book is a dissertation. Is correct? Dissertation. Each book is a scientific work. Each book is scientific work by itself.
И я с собой сегодня ношу несколько книг, которые я использовала в своем дипломе, и буквально несколько фраз, несколько страниц производили ошеломляющие действия на наших научных руководителей.
Покажите, пожалуйста. So these are the books that I was using in my scientific work, because I was using these books in my scientific works, and even a few pages out of these books, they are life transforming, and they are doing their work. So the first book is Holistic Personality. This book is going to be also is planned to be translated, and it will be released soon, so you will be able to have it in English. Holistic Personality.
То, что в этой книге является важнейшим, она и уникальным, она дает шкалу целостности личности.
What is unique about this book is that this book has a scale of how every personality is holistic. So you can take this book and you can understand and assess yourself and to understand how much personality you are.
И второе название этой книги «Доставляет ли вам жизнь удовольствие?»
Another name of this book, second name of this book is Does your life satisfy you and make you happy?
На этой земле очень много несчастных людей, только потому что они не знают секретов, которые открыты в этой книге.
Why the second name of the book is like this, second title, is because the earth is full of unhappy people, and they are unhappy just because they don't know what's written in this book.
Оказывается, целостная личность — это та, которая умеет довольствоваться малым.
What I have discovered is that holistic personality is the personality that can be satisfied with little things.
У Бога все начинается с малого.
God starts everything with little things, with small things. Everything started with small things.
И на примере своей жизни вы сегодня могли уже услышать, как Он работает с нами, и Бог, и пастор.
And just see an example of my life, you could see that Pastor, he raised me from from small, insignificant to what I am now.
И в нашей стране, которая пережила так много кризисов за последние годы, с маленькими детьми на руках можно было быть очень несчастной женщиной.
And in our country, usually women who are having small children, many children, you cannot witness many women like this that are happy at the same time.
Но то, что открывает эта книга, что самое большое счастье для человека — это узнать свое предназначение приносит радость.
And just discovering from this book that the greatest happiness for a person is to find his calling in life. This makes me happy, just knowing this.
И вторая книга называется «Семь чудес социализма».
The second book is called Seven Miracles of Socialism, and the second name of покажите, пожалуйста. The second name of the book is How to Get Rid of Any Slave Ideology, Slavery Ideology.
Есть еще из этой серии книга ценностей, которых нас лишили.
There is another book which is a similar topic, which is called The Values That We Lost as a Nation.
Эти книги о том, как разрушался божественный менталитет человека.
And these books are talking about how the mentality of a healthy, normal person were destroyed, how it was destroyed.
Для того, чтобы создать послушную толпу.
Because it was destroyed because at that time the political forces, they wanted just to create a biomass, they wanted to create people who will just do whatever they will say.
И сегодня Бог на территории бывшего Советского Союза животворит нас посредством учений и книг нашего пастора Сандея.
So today, those people who grow up on the area in the ex-USSR countries, they have a chance to rebuild themselves, to come alive again, and to become holistic personalities, thanks to Pastor Sandey and his works.
Пастор Тамара, оскільки наш час уже, на жаль, швидко пройшов.
Unfortunately, our time is out already. We're out of time.
То в мене останнє питання.
But I have the last question for you.
Я думаю, що пастор Сандей буде приємно почути, що ви йому побажаєте на день народження.
I think Pastor Sandey, he would like to hear what would you like to wish him on his golden jubilee.
Во-первых, хочу поблагодарить пастора.
First of all, I want to thank you, Pastor.
Потому что ваше влияние распространяется от самого маленького и на все народы.
Because your influence it spreads from the smallest person and insignificant person to all the nations worldwide.
И я хочу пожелать, чтобы все вот кризисные моменты, на примере своей жизни я знаю, что перед прорывом, перед тем, как Господь переводит на новый уровень, обязательно бывают очень сложные ситуации.
From my life experience, I also know that every time that when God, He wants to take you to the next level, you will go through crisis and you will have many difficult situations in life.
Но несколько слов, заботливых отцовских слов, всегда вырывали нас из безысходности.
So we were really desperate. We didn't, in such situations, we were really desperate and we couldn't see the way out. But your kind words as the Father were always showing us love and hope.
И я хочу от всего сердца пожелать, чтобы вот эти отцовские слова, которые нужны сегодня вам, чтобы вы могли их услышать, принять, и чтобы расправляли крылья для своего масштабного служения. Вас ждут народы. Спасибо вам.
And same as you were supporting us as a father, and those kind words of hope and love were covering us, I want to wish you that you will have the same, you will hear the same words of love and hope, and they will support you as well, so that you can do whatever you've been called to do for nations.
Дякую вам, пастор Тамара.
Thank you very much, Pastor Tamara.
За вашу таку цікаву історію. І з вами, дорогі глядачі, ми зустрінемося завтра. І також ми хочемо нагадати, що всі ці живі приклади життя, які ви чуєте на сьогоднішній день, це все результат впливу пастора Сандея.
Friends, I will do a small announcement to you now, but I just want to remind you that tomorrow we will have next session with the person who will be testifying about how Pastor Sandey's life influenced him. And what we want to tell you is that don't forget to join us in 50 minutes time, because we will have Pastor Sandey, and you can ask him your questions. So don't forget to tune in 50 minutes time to ask Pastor Sandey questions on his Golden Jubilee, to know more about him. And from me personally, as Kate, I would like to just give you an maybe advice that you can ask questions about pastor's personality, to know what these people who are testifying to you they know. So you just from asking questions, you can find out the depth of pastor, of his soul, of his knowledge. Just think about what you would like to ask him if you would be next to him, and write this question in comments when we will have live broadcast. So thank you very much, Olena. Thank you, Pastor Tamara. People are thanking you. They're writing to you blessings. They're writing that they were blessed as well, and they're thanking for sharing your story. Thank you.
Thank you, and see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.